on the main hallway chalkboard. It took my colleagues and I more than 2 years to prove it. I'm hoping that one of you might prove it by the end of the semester.
The most gifted mind to ever enter its classrooms.
This is correct. Who did this?
Meet Will Hunting.
I've been looking over this rap sheet of yours. Assault, theft, resisting.
I've spoken to the judge, and he's agreed to release you under my supervision.
Really?
You have to meet with a therapist every week.
That's pretty good.
For the first time in his life, he's about to meet his match.
How many shrinks you go to before me?
5. This boy's genius is unparalleled.
The story begins with Will Hunting, a 20-year-old cleaner at the famous Massachusetts Institute of Technology who lives in a low-income area. Though disguised by his role sweeping floors and pushing mops, he hides a rare gift, a mathematical talent so advanced that it rivals the work of professional mathematicians. He keeps this talent secret, shielding himself from expectations, judgment, and exposure. One evening, Professor Gerald Lambeau, a distinguished mathematician, posts a graduate-level graph theory problem on a corridor chalkboard for his students.
I also put an advanced Fourier system on the main hallway chalkboard. I'm hoping that one of you might prove it by the end of the semester. Now, the person to do so will not only be in my good graces, but also go on to fame and fortune by having their accomplishment recorded and the name printed in the auspicious.
He hopes someone will solve it by semester's end. That same night, Will, unbeknown to everyone, solves the problem in secret and erases his work before dawn.
This is correct. Who did this? Jack? Wasn't me. Nimish? No way.
Later, Lambeau posts an even tougher problem, one that has eluded his colleagues for years. Sometime after, Lambeau catches someone scribbling a solution on his board late at night. He pursues the figure, assuming it is vandalism. Instead, he finds that the vandal has correctly solved the problem. Though Will flees the scene, Lambeau is captivated, determined to unmask the anonymous genius. At about that time, Will gets into an altercation with a man who had insulted someone. The confrontation spirals into violence. The police intervene and Will is arrested. Because his record is already blemished, this incident threatens to land him back in jail.
Where apparently you defended yourself and had the case thrown out by citing free property rights of horse and carriage from 1798. Joke. January 95, impersonating an officer. Mayhem, theft, resisting, all overturned. I'm also aware that you've been through several foster homes. The state removed you from 3 because of serious physical abuse.
At his court hearing, Lambeau intervenes. He proposes a deal. Will can be released, but only under 2 conditions. First, he must study mathematics under Lambeau's supervision. Second, he must participate in therapy with a qualified counselor.
The second condition is that you see a therapist.
Though Will is skeptical of therapy and distrusts the system, he agrees reluctantly as a path to freedom. Several therapists come and go. Will taunts, mocks, and intimidates them all, refusing to let anyone in. No ordinary clinician can crack his defenses. Frustrated, Lambeau finally turns to an old college friend. Sean Maguire, a professor and therapist who also grew up in South Boston. Sean reluctantly agrees to try, believing perhaps he can reach Will where others have failed. Their first sessions are tense, marked by sarcasm and defense. Will tests Sean's limits, pokes at his vulnerabilities, and pushes him away. Sean holds firm. When Will crosses a line, mocking Sean's late wife, Sean loses his temper and forcefully tells Will off.
What happened? Did she leave you? Was she, banging some other guy?
It is a turning point. Though Will storms out, Sean insists he keep meeting. In a subsequent session, held on a bench by a pond, Sean confronts Will's bravado and deflection. He tells him that while Will may know the names of every artist, the dates of every war, and the lines of poetry, he has never truly lived. Never known heartbreak, vulnerability, or empathy. Will listens. Over a series of sessions, he slowly peels back his armor. Parallel to this, Will meets Skylar, a charming and earnest woman studying at Harvard, planning to apply to medical school at Stanford. Their meeting is spontaneous, their attraction immediate. Skylar is drawn to Will's intelligence, wit, and rawness. He is drawn to her confidence, emotional honesty, and kindness. But Will struggles to trust her, to allow himself to be vulnerable, to let love in. As Will's relationship with Skylar deepens, his therapy with Sean intensifies. Sean shares stories about his own life, how he gave up a chance to see a Red Sox game to talk to a woman who would later become his wife. He speaks of love, regret, and loss, and the importance of seizing meaningful moments. Meanwhile, Lambeau presses Will toward prestigious academic opportunities. Job interviews are arranged with high-level institutions, including a pitch with the NSA. Will bristles at being molded. He questions whether using his intellect for power in politics is a betrayal of who he is. Skylar offers him a way out. She invites him to California to study and build a new life with her. Terrified of leaving Boston, terrified that she'd see through his facade, Will lashes out.
I have your little fling with, like, the guy from the other side of town. Then you're gonna go off to Stanford, you're gonna marry some rich prick who your parents will approve of, and just sit around with the other trust fund babies and talk about how you went slumming too once.
Why are you saying this? What is your obsession with this money? My father died when I was 13 and I inherited this money. Yearning every day I wake up, and I wish that I could give it back. But I would give it back in a second, if it meant I could have one more day with him. But I can't, and that's my life, and I deal with it. So don't put your shit on me when you're the one that's afraid.
He pushes her away, certain she would abandon him if she knew the truth. Their conflict crescendos. Skylar leaves, heartbroken. Simultaneously, tensions mount between Will and Lambeau. Will refuses to play the role of Lambeau's protege on command. He refuses to be a puppet in someone else's narrative. Lambeau, frustrated, attempts to guilt him, push him, steer him. In one emotionally charged moment, Will's best friend Chucky confronts him during a break at a construction job. Chucky tells Will bluntly, if Will doesn't leave Boston and pursue his gift, he'll waste his life. Chucky admits that his happiest moment is walking to Will's door, hoping one day Will won't be there, because he's somewhere better.
Look, you're my best friend, so don't take this the wrong way, but in 20 years, if you're still living here, coming over my house to watch the Patriots game, you're still working construction, I'll fucking kill you. That's not a threat,
What?
That's a fact. I'll fucking kill you. What the fuck are you talking about? Look, you got something none of us have.
Oh, come on. Why is it always this? I mean, I fucking owe it to myself to do this. Is that what if I don't want to?
No. Well, fuck you. You don't owe it to yourself. You owe it to me. 'Cause tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'll be 50. And I'll still be doing this shit. That's all right. That's fine. I mean, you're sitting on a winning lottery ticket. You're too much of a pussy to cash it in.
It is a raw plea, a moment of tough love that shakes Will more than any math prize or job offer. Back in therapy, Sean presses harder. He repeats the phrase, "It's not your fault," over and over until Will finally breaks down.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Don't fuck with me. It's not your fault. Don't fuck with me, all right? Don't fuck with me, Sean, not you. It's not your fault.
The dam opens. Will cries out the shame, the anger, the grief he has carried since childhood. He confronts years of trauma and realizes he is not doomed to remain broken. With that breakthrough, Will begins to make peace with himself. Though Lambeau wants him to accept certain job offers, Will asserts that he must choose his own path. He begins a journey of self-acceptance. On Will's birthday, his friends surprise him with a car they've cobbled together from spare parts, a symbol of love, ingenuity, and loyalty. That evening, Lambeau and Sean sit in reconciled conversation, acknowledging that their roles in Will's life must shift. Will must chart his own future. The next morning, Chucky arrives to pick up Will for work, but the house is empty. Chucky smiles, realizing his friend has finally left to chase something bigger than South Boston. Before departing, Will leaves Sean a note. "Tell Lambeau I had to see about a girl." He drives west, toward California and a life with Skylar, embracing risk, love, and the unknown. If you've enjoyed this video, you'll definitely enjoy the video showing on your screen now. Click now. We'll see you in the next one.